January is almost done, and finally we're starting out this year numismatically. Many of you who collect ancients might have noticed a spike on prices recently. People were stuck at home due to COVID, and although we see stuff on the news about how horrible the economical situation is, the fact is that for a good part of the population, their work life hasn't really changed apart from working from home, and people are bored, very bored. And bored people with money on their hands they would otherwise spend going out to eat or on holidays will find its way somewhere, and some of that is going to hobbies, such as coin collecting. There's also the fact some bigger investors are using very high-end coins as a diversification of their portfolio, resulting in some astronomical prices on high-end auctions. But hey, I'm a very small fish in this pond, and even I can feel the increase on prices at the lower price brackets. Are these prices going to stay like that? I tend not to think so. As this pandemic goes away and people resume their daily lives, the market is bound to cool down as people start spending their money somewhere else, and we might see some normalization of prices. So this mail call is about diversity and diversification. Ancient numismatics is such a vast field that it's very unlikely you will only feel attracted to one single niche, and many people naturally develop secondary collections. I have a secondary collection of medieval coins I'm fascinated with. I would say the market for these hasn't taken off that dramatically, so I'm going to share some new coins with you. And we kick things off with a Byzantine coin. Later Byzantine pieces started being minted with this unusual concave shape. Some say this was a way to prevent counterfeiting. This one was minted around 1167 and 1183 under Manuel Comnenus, and it features this really interesting scene of the Virgin Mary blessing the emperor. It's almost like a small scene coming out of a medieval book. I recommend people give these a try. You might need to look a bit to find one in good condition, but they look lovely and they are very affordable. Next, we head back to the Roman Empire, where we have a new emperor added to our selection. The 3rd century was filled with emperors that only reigned for mere months before being murdered. And it is the case with this little guy here. His name is Florian, and he reigned for just 3 to 4 months in 276 AD. His coins are scarce, but not necessarily rare, but you need to be patient not to overpay for his coins. It is basically a very typical late 3rd century piece, a coin of very debased vellon, around 4 to 5% silver only, with a silvering layer on top of it to give it an appearance of value. Fortunately, this example still retains quite a lot of its original silvering, which was a nice surprise considering the price. Next, we go to medieval Spain. I love some medieval silver pennies, and here we have 2 new pieces right from the time of the Reconquista, the battle between Christians and Muslims for the control of the Iberian Peninsula. These are called novenes, plural for noven, and were the coinage used by common people. The first one is from between 1252 and 1284, struck at the city of Burgos under Afonso X. As typical with Castilian coinage, one side features a castle, while the other shows us a rampant lion. Lovely little globular design around the central features. Makes it look like the coin has like a little flower in the middle. And the next one comes from a little bit later, struck between 1319 and 1406 under Enrique III in Seville. The coin also features the castle and the lion design, this time inside a normal circular border. Great job on the mint workers for whitening the blank so well. These coins only had about 25% silver content in them, yet they look like very high quality silver. So, if the market of your particular favorite type of coin is going through a bit of a hot phase, it's a great idea to use these moments to explore a little bit wider and see if other kinds of niches appeal to your taste. You might find interesting pieces up somewhere. Have you bought any new coins outside of your typical collecting theme recently? Let us know. Hope you guys liked it. I should bring more coins soon. Take care.